guys? I wanted to get you this video up here. I got a new helmet in the mail. I know a lot of you guys have seen my video on here with the accident that happened and somebody actually passed away. That all could have been avoided if they wore a helmet. I wanted to get this video up here because I made a huge mistake when it came to purchasing a copycat helmet. So this is the Biltwell lane splitter. I'm calling that helmet a copycat helmet because it's designed and looks very similar to the SIMPSON helmets. SIMPSON helmets have been around for a very long time, and they are about as good as it gets when it comes to protecting your head. They made helmets for race cars, and then they started making helmets for motorcycles as well. One of the biggest regrets that I have with the Biltwell lane splitter was that I purchased this helmet based specifically off of looks. If you compare the two, they look very similar, but there are a lot of huge differences. The lane splitter has the 3 openings here to help get air inside of the helmet, and then it has a very large air vent on the back. So the air will come in through the front vents, go up over your face, and exit in the back once it passes over your head to help cool you down on hot days. I purchased this helmet and it does not have an option to close the vents on the front. That was a huge issue for me living in Northeast Ohio because I ride in the winter, and in the winter it is essential to be able to close these vents. One of the biggest pros about the SIMPSON is that this is the Ghost Bandit, and it has 3 vents on each side of the front of the helmet, and they also have tabs on the inside to where you can close those vents completely and eliminate a lot of that cold air coming in to the helmet. The Biltwell I thought was a great deal. When I purchased this helmet, I got it for $225, and I thought that was a great deal. The SIMPSON start at around $500 for the good ones. They do make a couple different options. You do have a Speed Bandit, which comes in around like $300. The Ghost Bandit, which I purchased here, comes in at $550, depending on where you get it and depending on the color option that you go with. The Biltwells are extremely available. They're on a lot of different sites. You could catch them as low as $200. The biggest mistake I made was going with the Biltwell instead of the SIMPSON, just based off of my riding, what I do with my helmet, what I use it for, and where I live. So the Biltwell looks really good. It's a great helmet in the summer since you can't close these vents. I would not recommend it for a winter helmet. Also, after purchasing the tinted visor for it, I was right around the $300 mark anyways. But I wanted that visor since I ride during the day a lot. But it's very hard to open this visor, and this visor fogs up quite a bit. So without being able to control your vents in the front, on winter days when you put this helmet on and the heat that your body is resonating hits that wind visor, it fogs up. So big issue I had with that Biltwell is that it fogged up quite a bit. There was no real way to mitigate that since there's not a way to close or open vents to allow airflow or to restrict airflow. With the SIMPSON, like I said, you have the 2 tabs on the inside that allow you to restrict that airflow in. It also has the pin lock system, which allows for any of the heat that's inside the helmet to dissipate. So the chances of this helmet fogging up are very, very slim compared to the lane splitter, which every time I put that helmet on, whether we were in the middle of summer or whether we were in the middle of winter, that helmet fogged up and I had to wait for a very long time before the temperature stabilized and I was able to actually see out of the visor. With the Simpson and that pin lock system, I never have an issue with this helmet. It might take 1 to 2 minutes after you put it on for that temperature to regulate. Also, if you guys can see here, you have a quick release system. So if you do decide to buy different visors, you just pull back on this little tab, visors come right out. It's very easy to change. But one of the biggest pros that I had with this helmet was that visor right there. So you have this little tab right here, slide it forward, and it opens, slide it backwards, and it deploys that smoked visor. So I don't have to bring an extra pair of sunglasses. I don't have to change anything else with this helmet at all. It has the option to use that sun visor, or I can keep the clear visor and I can wear sunglasses under it as well. Lots of venting in this helmet. So you have a couple different vents up here, 1, 2 vents up here. You also have vents down here on the side towards the back. And like I said, these front vents on the side, which you have 6 of them, 3 on each side, are able to be controlled from the inside. This helmet is also about a pound lighter than the lane splitter. So in terms of comfort, what that means to the rider, all of this weight is being held on your neck. So an extra pound being shaved off of your helmet can provide you with a lot more comfort, and it leads to a lot more pleasurable riding experience, especially if you're taking long trips and you're riding at highway speeds. This helmet is very aerodynamic and is able to pass the wind over the helmet quite well, but the Simpson does it better. I don't know if you can tell the profile difference here on this helmet, how it's cut compared to this helmet, how it is cut, but the Simpson is day and night better. They also both have a chin skirt on the bottom, which is essential for me since I film a lot and I have GoPros mounted to the helmet and I have an internal microphone. It's very necessary for me to have that chin skirt on because it cuts out a lot of noise. On the modular Harley helmet that I have, you can hear a lot of the wind noise, so I'm very excited to be filming with this helmet this year. And I just wanted to let you guys know, if you don't ride with the helmet, get out and try it, especially the full face helmets. A lot of the guys I ride with up north, they wear a lot of protection in the winter, scarves, bandanas, ski masks, anything that they can to get the wind off of their face. I've been telling them for years, get the full face helmet. I can ride in 20, 30 degree weather and be very comfortable doing it with the full face helmet. Especially one where you have the vents that are able to be closed. This helmet will probably become my new one. This one is gonna get retired. I do have another video up where I kind of compare and contrast 3 other helmets that I have. I'm gonna link that up here. So I'll get that in the video here for you guys. But as you can see, I have the Sportster torn completely apart. We have the cams out. We're taking the jugs off. We're painting everything. The entire engine is going to be completely black when we are done. The tin set is in North Carolina, and it should be coming back here soon. Once that gets back, we'll get a lot more parts on here for you, and we'll get you a lot more content here. So did get to tear the bike apart, and we're in the process of getting it back together for you. If I had to rate these helmets, I would give the SIMPSON a 9 out of 10, just because it doesn't have an internal mic holder, and I use that a lot since I film while wearing a helmet. Both of them allow you to put internal speakers in there. There's pockets for them. The Biltwell, I would give a 3.5 out of 10 based off of not being able to close those front vents, based off of not having an internal sunscreen, and the weight of it. So is the SIMPSON worth $300 more? Yes. You get what you pay for. So the old saying is, if it's cheap, it's not good. If it's good, it's not cheap, and you get what you pay for. So if you don't wear a helmet, I highly recommend it. Get out, try on a bunch of them. I have 4 helmets at this point, and every year I buy another one because I spend a lot of time in these helmets. The SIMPSON just looks good, it feels good, and it is highly designed. Day and night difference over the Biltwell lane splitter. Do yourself a favor, spend the money, buy once, cry once. It's way better than going with the lower priced version that you're gonna have to put money in and not be satisfied with in the end. Thank you guys for watching the video. Enjoy your weekend, ride safe.